How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to my kitchen, and yes, this is the fourth video about this deck, and I'm going to keep doing it until I'm recognized as a pioneer of the Uxie Spread deck. I will beat as many dead horses as I need to until this deck is recognized as the Chef Husky deck. This will be my Beef Wellington, you'll all see. So Prismatic Evolutions dropped last week, and it's been a ride. I haven't bought any packs or ETBs for the first time since Rebel Clash in the Sword and Shield era, and it's because the scalping prices this time around have been embarrassing to say the least. This is a mini set that mostly features a bunch of reprints, but there are some new cards in here that I've already started cooking with. Last week I brought you a video about Rev of Room with Treasure Tracker and Bronzong, but I really would be remiss to ignore the most important arrival in this new set, Budew. For 0 energy, it does 10 damage and item locks your opponent for the next turn. I dramatically underestimated what this does for our matchups. Roaring Moon EX previously was a difficult matchup for us because of their low ability count, Miraidon was a tough matchup because of Turbo Hands, and nearly every deck in this format uses a heavy item count to get rolling, and Budew just says no to all of that. Now the way I play this deck is very much a low and slow game. I have Legacy Energy to deny a prize to buy me some time, I have Manaphy to prevent bench snipes, and my entire game plan is to buy myself enough time to get a good board state, and use Froslass to take big knockouts over the course of several turns. So Budew fits like a glove in this deck. From the last video to this one, the only thing that's changed is the removal of an Amorous V and Forest Seal Stone, and the addition of 2 Budews, as well as the removal of 1 Counter Gain for 1 TM Evo. Fans of the channel might have their jaws on the floor because Enamorous was previously one of the keystones of this deck. It's a really good tech card against Dusknoir, and it can prevent things like Munkidori plays. It is very good in here, and I'm sad to cut it. However, rotation is coming very soon, and we need to learn how to live without it. So the subject of this video will be about how to rotation-proof this deck. I'm going to talk about the deck in its current state, and talk about what we're losing and how to replace it. So this is the deck list I'm working with right now. In the gameplay section, this is the deck you'll see me playing. And you can see even after removing an Amorous V, we still have about 7 cards that will be rotating out. The most important of which is Irida. This has been my favorite supporter of all time. I love building water decks because of how good this card is. It lets you pull 1 water type and 1 item with the same pull. I use this because it can get us our Froslasses without having to burn an Ultra Ball and discard 2 cards. I still do play 2 Ultra Balls, but Irida makes it so easy to pull them that I would be silly not to use it here. And I will be using it until the day she leaves us. But we do need to be preparing, so how will we evolve our Froslasses without her? Well, the easy answer is TM Evo. If we were to switch our 2 Iridas for a 4th Arven and another Pokemon search like an Ultra Ball, we could get our Froslasses up even earlier than before, as early as the end of turn 1. So while you do lose out on the ability to item lock for a turn, or even get Uxie Spread attack rolling, you do at least have a way of applying early pressure with Froslass. You could also run Hyper Aroma as your A-Spec, I've seen people do it. It's not my cup of tea for the way I like to play this deck, but it is an option. There are plenty of viable A-Specs in this deck that you can prioritize whatever you like. Since we are in a very item lock heavy meta, another option could be Jock, who can also search out 2 evolution Pokemon. I'm starting to gravitate more towards this card nowadays because Budew is seeing play in a lot of decks. I am sad to lose Irida, but it's not the end of the world. We will make it through, guys. Next on the chopping block is Manaphy, and he's been super helpful in many matchups. But the good news is that Radiant Greninja and Regidrago are both rotating. Kyurem is staying in format, but it will be a lot harder for people to use it against us because we don't play cards with Colress in its name, so that's good. What could still be a problem is Hydreigon EX, who also needs a lot to make Obsidian happen. But if it does, it can do 130 damage to 3 targets. And to that I say, we just take an L on that. If they can pull off the Obsidian play, that's just unfortunate. I'm sure we will be getting a new bench protection option in the future, but until then, I am totally satisfied replacing Manaphy with Mimikyu. We can use it to buy some time, and it can even be used as an attacker since we are a Psychic deck. It definitely works in here, and I only don't run it because I couldn't make space for it. Rabsca could also work, but that's also more setup than I'm comfortable running for a Pokemon that also has an ability and can be damaged by Froslass. If I am going to take that risk, I'd much rather it be Buddy-Buddy searchable. Radiant Alakazam is also going to be leaving us, and that's a shame, because it's been super helpful in manipulating the board. Honestly, so many of my wins could be contributed to this dude. This is a heavy loss for me too. I don't think it needs a replacement because all we really use it for is to further manipulate the math that Munkidori already manipulates. So instead, I would argue that we replace it for more draw support. And that's where our next loss comes in. We'll be losing Cynthia's Ambition real soon, which is a great card to play in single price basic decks, considering we lose them very quickly, basically every turn. So it can replenish us back up to 8 cards, and then Fez can get us 3 more, pushing us all the way up to 11. It's perfect in here. Without it, there is another card we can use. Hassel is like a Diet Coke version of Cynthia. It lets us look at the top 8 cards of our deck and put up to 3 of them in our hand. I say Diet Coke because I like regular Coke better, but there are some weirdos out there who like Diet Coke more. What I'm saying is that it's not necessarily better or worse than Cynthia, it's just different. I think that a choice of 3 cards out of 8 is plenty good enough to be used for what we need it for. Without Radiant Alakazam and Cynthia's Ambition, I would say that replacing those with 3 of these is the way to go. This deck can be bricky sometimes and can go a couple turns without a supporter draw, so you can at least use this to grab your next supporter and 2 other things you need, which I think is pretty good. Lost Vacuum is the next one to go, and that means that we're losing our way of removing tools and stadiums. Jamming Tower is the obvious replacement in a lot of decks, but we also play a lot of tools, and that would hurt us just as much. I really like having the Devo play in my back pocket, and Jamming Tower would probably mess that up. Instead, I would recommend using a second stadium. Either a second Artazon would be fine here, or maybe a Lively Stadium or Gravity Mountain, depending on whether you want to be more tanky, or want Stage 2 Pokemon to go down a little bit quicker. Remember that Artazon has a secondary purpose in spread decks, and that is so that your opponent keeps their bench full, which is what we want for something like Uxie to keep doing more damage. And last but not least, Hisuian Heavy Ball has a place in practically all of my decks, and it's basically bad luck protection if you prize him your good stuff. Lucky for us, there is a new item arriving just in time for rotation in Exchange Ticket. It says you take all your prizes and replace them with the top cards of your deck. So if you have 6, you replace the top 6 of your deck with those prizes, which is much better if you can thin out what you want beforehand. I think that this works just as well in here as a 1-of direct replacement for Hisuian Heavy Ball. Thank God we have that too, I was really worried about that one. So that's how I would rotation-proof this deck, but until then, let's keep cherishing what we have, and I just want to talk a little bit more about how Budew fixes some of our matchups. Let's start with Roaring Moon, which has been commented before in some of my streams as one of the hardest matchups for us. I personally think it's a Miraidon, but we'll start here. This deck plays a ton of items. So many, in fact, that their stadium of choice is usually Pokestop because they can either pull items with it or discard energy with it, or both. Big Roaring Moon needs 3 energy to attack, so the main ways that it does this is using Sawdust Vitality and Dark Patch. It's got serious donk potential because of how easy this is to pull off for them. But without the ability to use Dark Patch, they can only get 2 energies on the board in a turn. Denying them the 3rd energy literally buys you an extra turn, and Budew hits for weakness here, meaning that if they don't have it, they can take multiple turns to set up where previously they could have done it in 1. Miraidon can get Iron Hands going very quickly because of an item too. That item is Electric Generator. Miraidon sets up so well because of its ability to pull 2 electric Pokemon every turn. But if they get unlucky and don't pull a Miraidon on turn 1, item locking them out of Nest Balls can also be devastating for them. They'd better hope they can get everything they need on turn 1 going first, or they will have a lot of trouble getting moving. Budew fixes this matchup too. Another tough matchup is Raging Bull, which also plays a heavy item count. In fact, some lists that I've seen play upwards of 30 items. That's almost half the deck right there. Budew does do work in here too, denying things like Energy Retrieval, Earthen Vessel, Tracking Shoes, Nest Ball, Switch Card, Pokemon Catcher, Prime Catcher, you name it. This deck is so item heavy that I can see it falling out of favor entirely because of this guy. Our final toughest matchup is Regidrago, which also relies heavily on Ogerpon to get rolling. The loop is generally to get energy on Ogerpon and then energy switch it over to the Regidrago. However, energy switch is an item, and if they're not paying attention and slap on too much energy on their Ogerpons, they may struggle to do anything at all because they can't move the energy that they've already placed. I tell you man, Budew was the answer that this meta needed. I'm so happy that he's here. Slowing down the meta is only good for us. Spread decks need time to get going, and the amount of turbo decks in format made this deck not viable in the competitive scene. With Budew, I think we're cooking now. But don't take my word for it, let's go to the ladder and try it out. Got a nice Sprigatito coin, I like it. Sprigatito was my Gen 9 choice. No, actually, it was Quaxley. I'm just now remembering I did 2 separate runs. I did Quaxley first, and then my second run I did Sprigatito. I just lied to you. Alright, we start Budew, that's good. Yeah, we've got a really good start. As long as we go second. Oh, we do go second, let's go. Alright, what is this? We got Budew, we got Fanrodon, we got Charmander. Hoot Hoot. This is interesting. Well, it's a lot of abilities. We're going to want to get our Froslasses up as soon as we can. And he can't Budew us this turn, so that's good. So I think what we do is we grab everything we can right now. Yeah. Let's go ahead and grab the Evo. Oh, we don't have the Evo. Okay, so in that case, we're going to Earthen Vessel. And could Bravery Charm. Sure, let's Bravery Charm. Let's throw that on there. We can drop the Bloodmoon for now. We can always Night Stretcher it back later. And then next turn we can use Irida to grab the Froslass. This works out. Even without the Evo, I think item lock in them is good. Okay, well, never mind, we cannot use Irida to grab the Froslass. Can't Ultra Ball either because he's gonna item lock us. So that's kind of rough. Okay. Alright, so I think the play now is we just... Oh, we got Froslass. Let's go. Never mind, we don't have to make a play right now. Just drop another Uxie. We can Arven. We can get... Could get a Buddy-Buddy if we wanted to. Why not? Let's grab a rescue board. Okay. So we can't do anything with that, so we're just going to Adrena Brain 10 over to the Budew. And then we're just going to Itchy Pollen. Knocks out the Budew. They can't item, they can't play items next turn. So we are sitting in a pretty good spot right now. This is an interesting build. What is this? Area 0 Charizard? Dang, he's still not even gonna knock us out with that. That's crazy. Cool. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and retreat this guy. Get our Uxie rolling. Let's fix him up a little bit. I think we go for this guy. Don't want that to get set up. What else can we do? I think I'm gonna get working on the Azelf. Let's go ahead and Earthen Vessel this away. Okay, so we have that. Can rescue board this so that we can use that as our pivot. And then we just Painful Memories. Excellent. Alright, so without the Pidgey, it's going to be pretty hard for him to do anything. But I'm assuming he probably has a Charizard. That's okay if he does. How much damage is he at? Can you move? Alright, 20. Alright, we just got to get it to 70 HP. And then we'll be good to knock it out. Terrapagos. Okay, interesting choice. I think we're good to just do that. Let's get the next Uxie setup. No, let's do a Snorunt. Yeah, he's got enough abilities out there. We may as well. Alright. Let's Adrena brain some damage over. Let's get that dude knocked out. And painful memories. That should be all of our prizes. Love to see it. Those are some good prizes too. Opponent decides we want to go second. Opponent's going first. Nice. Okay. What do we got? Hey, we start Budew again. That's the way. What's the way? Let's go. Alright, so we got Crispin. We've got a bunch of things we can work with here. Well, it depends on what the heavy ball gets us. Ugh. Roaring Moon's a little bit rough. Okay, we can work with this. Because they heavily rely on items for this deck. So as long as we can keep it locked, we should be alright. Alright, he did bench an ability Pokemon, so that's good. Yikes, he squawked away everything already. Waters? What is this? This is weird. Okay. Alright, we're benching a lot of stuff. Okay. Not a lot of stuff, but we can work with this. Alright, so let's get that energy on here. Nope, nope. Doing a little bit too much too fast. Alright, heavy ball. We got Munkidori already. Love to see it. Let's do Arven. Let's go Buddy-Buddy. And Bravery Charm? Sure. We'll use Buddy-Buddy to go one of these and one of these. And then we're just gonna Itchy Pollen. I don't think we need Bravery Charm on this guy yet. Until we see something that can do 30 damage. Alrighty. Got 2 energies on now. Let's slap that on. Let's do Irida now. We can do Froslass. And a second Munkidori. Sure. No, let's do Radiant Alakazam. I'm okay with that. Yep. We can Bravery Charm this guy. Itchy Pollen. Okay, so we got Freezing Shroud going. He's locked pretty good now. I think we go ahead and let's Crispin. Let's put the Dark in our hand and let's put the Psychic on the bench. Let's start getting some damage over. Dang, this bought us all the time we need to set up. I think we're in a really good spot right now. What do we got? What do we got? Gift energy, okay. That's fine. We are in no hurry right now. We're just gonna... Let's just keep moving damage off this guy to this guy. Yeah, let's slap that on so we can attack with him if we need to. And no hurry, we're just gonna keep hitting. Okay, he's gonna use the Squawk to motivate. Okay, so we have one more turn with the Budew. What's with the water energy though? That's kind of what's throwing me off here. Okay, we're not going to need to Devo this match, so let me just go ahead and throw that here. I think we don't Cynthia until after this turn. So let me start slapping some more damage on there. And this Squawk doesn't really stress me out, so I'm good with moving damage off of that. Alright, and then we Itchy Pollen. And we're good. Again with the Fan Rotom, this is weird. Okay, he's got it. Okay, took his first prize. Not a huge deal. Okay, let's start moving some damage off. It's Painful Spoons, a little bit more on here. Cool, so we can take that out next turn. I think I do bench this, because I'm not in a hurry yet. Okay. That's good. Nothing I want to grab back from there right now. I think we're okay. Painful memories. It's probably the Alakazam, isn't it? Or the Froslass. What are you going for? Nope, Monkey. Fair enough. That's probably what I would have done. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the monkey pack. No, let's get the dark pack. Yes, let's do that. Dark energy, and then we're gonna Ultra Ball for the other one. Don't need Budew anymore. I don't think I need to switch anymore. Yep, there he is. Works for me. Let's Adrena Brain. Get it on this guy. And then let's Radiant Alakazam. I think I'm okay moving it off the Rotom. I'm not in a hurry to kill that thing right now. Let's just put it right there, and then we'll Iono. Cool. We got stuff. That's fine. Painful memories. We knock out a good amount of stuff here. We knock out this active. That Fan Rotom dies before our next turn. Now we don't need very much to take out that Squawk. Energy search, he's got it. Defiance Pen's not going to do much for you here, but alright. Thinning is thinning. Dark energy. Okay, he's got it. It's ready to go, but he can't do anything. Fan Rotom is down. Alright, we got our TM Devo. Let's go ahead and start the Munkidori process here. Let's do that. Not in a hurry to knock out this guy yet, so let's just go ahead and move some more. I don't really need to do anything. Budew. Alright, I can just win this turn then. Go for it, buddy. Oh, nope. What are we hitting? Is it the monkey again? Nope, Alakazam this time. You know what would be funny? Alright, we don't really need to BM anything here, we're just gonna go ahead and do the board wipe. Well, this is kind of BMing, but whatever. Is it overkill? Yes. Is it fun? Also yes. I think these three came from the, or this coin came from the Pokemon Go set, if I'm not mistaken. Which is kind of funny, because it's the same three that they use for TCG Pocket. Coincidence? I think not. Alright, so not quite the start we had last time, but let's go ahead and get Munkidori into the active. So that they think that we're playing... Uh-oh, is this Drago? I hope it's Bolt and not Drago. We're about to find out. That's a Squawk. Vessel. This is Bolt. No? I don't think this is Bolt, because Bolt doesn't play E-Switch. I don't play Crushing Hammer either. What? This is a weird Regidrago build. Let's do Budew. We don't have Manaphy. Oh, we do. Wow, how did I miss that? Okay. Gonna grab these two. I think I'm gonna drop Azelf for now, which I know it doesn't feel good, but I think that's the play. This doesn't feel good, for sure, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab Uxie so we can start spreading damage after Budew. Throw Bravery Charm on. Hopefully we survive the turn. Dang it, my headset's dying. What's the play? What we got? It's a pass. He runs out of time. I think. Didn't take action in time. Did he just like rage quit? Alrighty then. I'm gonna do him a favor here in Iono. just in case we're wrong, let's go ahead and retreat. Yep. And then we Itchy Pollen. Alright, so he is AFK. We did it, boys. We beat Regidrago. Fair and square. Why isn't it just like kicking him out? Fine. I'll play it out. Why not? Let's rescue board. Let's get rid of the Bloodmoon for now. We can always Night Stretcher it back. And the Dark Energy. And then let's get our Froslass going. I'm still playing it as if he's still playing, so. Alright, opponent wasn't active for too long and we won it. Alright, so that last match was a little anticlimactic. I would have liked to see how well we do against Drago with Budew, but at least we clapped a Roaring Moon with it, so I'll take a W where I can. There was a game 4, but it ended up being so bricky that I don't even want to show it. So yes, admittedly this deck does still brick sometimes, but when it rolls, it just rolls. I still love this deck and I'm going to be taking it to locals as long as it's able to counter the meta the way it does. I definitely feel like Budew was exactly what this deck needed. That's all I got for you today. Thank you for watching. We are so close to 500 subs, so if you are still here, please consider dropping a sub, a comment, or even just a like. All of it helps more people find me and helps me get better content out there for you. Otherwise, I'll learn it next time. I'll see you then.